Just like that, we start the show. What's going on, guys?
8:38, guys. Told you. He's
Happy
always
Thursday. We're right on time. 8:38. We're all late because of that man right there.
Which man?
Yep. I gotta
Okay.
blame somebody, man. I'm tired of not being punctual.
Blame me. I'm hurrying to eating. I apologize.
Yeah, he's eating, so don't worry about that, guys. But what is going on, man? It is a wonderful Thursday. It has been hot as heck here in North Carolina. And I'm saying, when I say hot, I mean like 100, 110 on the index. And everybody's like, oh, well, that's fine. 100 degrees isn't that bad.
Yeah, but it's
Then you
100%
add in that humidity.
Oh,
Yeah, you add in the humidity. And then, dude, you got a sauna. It's like being in a sauna. And it's crazy. And it is not fun. Tim, I went out and flew. What was it, Sunday? And it was like 100 degrees. Nobody was at the field. That's how hot it was.
Nobody came out to our field on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
I got a flight in on 3 flights on the new P-51, the Hangar 9 that I glassed and painted. And so I got lucky. I got 3 flights on it Friday afternoon about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And that was it. I was not going back out to the field. It was terrible.
Let me tell you, if you're in the South, you guys up north, out west, man, y'all don't know hot until you come down here and like experience the humidity of.
Well, honestly, Bobby, I think if we went out there, that dry heat would probably kill us.
Yeah,
they come here and the wet heat would kill them.
Yeah, and that's literally it. Like, when you stop sweating here in North Carolina, that's a problem. You're going to pass out.
You're dead.
Yeah, you're dead. And that's like literally what happens. But I've been out to Arizona before, and it's like that heat is like oven heat. Like, it's just hot. Like, I can feel my skin cooking heat. So, yeah, man. So while you guys are out there flying and everything, if you're brave like me and Tim and, Jeremy over there, make sure you hydrate. Dude, I've been drinking more water than ever in my life these past couple of days.
Yeah, definitely take water with you to the field, like a lot.
I actually went to Costco and got those liquid IVs, and so I actually take those first thing of the day. I'll take those, and then I'll start, my day at work and everything. But I plan on flying, and I'll bring those with me too. So I'm telling you, man, it's just like hot. And Josh Bunn, he says you just walk outside and you feel like the inside of a honey bun wrapper, hot. He's absolutely right, dude. You feel like that armpit right there. You know what I mean?
Let's change the subject here. Josh Bunn was at the Rams Warbird event.
Yeah.
I was there the whole time.
And
we still didn't see each other.
Man.
There was 81 pilots, but still, why in the world? I had the biggest camper right next to the shelter. He should have seen me. But no, we didn't see each other.
You and Josh probably locked eyes and y'all didn't even know. You know what I mean? Y'all probably like stopped and paused for a second, looked at each other. You did the head nod. You kept it moving. You probably didn't even know.
I don't even know what Josh, what were you flying? I don't even know what you were flying.
Josh is a legit jet guy, dude. When I say that, I mean like he's done it all. He's been flying jets like for what? 20 some odd years. I mean, like when turbine engines were like massive, like the size of a 2-liter Coke bottle. I mean, Josh will tell you.
He just said, I walked by my camper multiple times. Didn't even say hello. What the heck, Josh?
Dang, man. Josh, you should have went up to the camper and said, who owns this thing?
Yeah, who's the guy that's taking all these spots up?
Yeah, who's taking up all these spots over here, right? But needless to say, Josh, we got to have you on the channel, man. He's a good dude, very knowledgeable. He signs off most of the jet guys in the area. And he's very good at what he does, and he's a very excellent pilot. I watched him fly, and man, just super calm on the sticks. I mean, like just piece of cake, no stress. It's very cool. So
he's flying a green zero. Josh, there was a bunch of green zeros there. Just FYI.
There you go. There's a Warbird event, right?
Yeah, but you could fly. I flew my turbine. I had my MB339 out there, so I flew that a couple times. Well, I don't know, probably a dozen times. So I was flying the Corsair, the BF-109, and the FW-190, the Top RC. That's what I was flying.
Bill Wagner said, "Did you hit the OC Air show? Supposed to have Blue Angels this year. How about that?
Huh.
Man, you guys are lucky."
I was
Can you hear
the
me now?
fast one. Laugh out loud. Yeah, Josh, there was a couple fast ones out there. Zach Marshall, I don't know if you saw that P-51 he was flying.
Wide
That
open,
thing
dude.
ballistic.
Zach Marshall is a wide open flyer. But look, he knows what he's doing, though. You know.
Oh, he's a good flyer.
Yeah.
He made a lot of people a little uneasy though. He was flying right through the
Yeah,
middle of the pack.
that's kind of his MO, man. That's kind of what he does. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, that's. Well, needless to say, it was a it sounds like it was a wonderful event, man. You had a good stuff.
It was absolutely awesome. That was
Man.
probably one of the best events I've been to in a lot. I mean, Joe Knoll was just too busy. That Rams put on, I'll give those guys, Riverside Aero Modelers, they just put on an absolutely awesome event. And the weather was almost perfect.
Really?
Yeah, it was a little warm, not as warm as it has been, but very slight winds. And we had one shower on Saturday afternoon, I believe. And that was it. And it lasted like 15 minutes and was gone. Everybody went back up afterwards.
Really? Man, well, let's talk. Dude, we have a lot of good things to talk about. A lot of good products. The day has come, boys and girls. The X-Fly C-17 is here, and it's only $319, dude. To today's standards, that's actually really, really nice, considering like how much everything is cost, how everybody's like jumped up prices across the board. And so to get this guy right here, that Galaxy C-17 has four 40 millimeter motors, 4 ESCs. It's got functional flaps, steerable nose gear, and rudder elevator. I mean, here, look, this is it right here, boys and girls. She's in the house, man. And so I've been putting out some shorts on this thing, but this is a really very nice looking airplane, man. And it's some good size too. It's definitely not small. It's bigger than, most things. It's bigger than a UMX. It's not even close to a UMX size, but you can see
47-inch wingspan.
Yeah, 47-inch wingspan. So it's as big as my Avanti, my 80 millimeter Avanti. It's as big as, it's actually bigger than that actually. As my FMS, BAE Hawk. So it's a good sized bird. And if you look down here on the bottom, guys, this is where you actually, put your battery in there. Battery goes in there. Right now, that's a 2600. But I got my receiver in there. I even already have the my gyro set up in that thing too as well. So when I go to do the maiden flight, I haven't done it yet. I'll turn it on and we'll see how it does without it, and then we'll see what it is with it. But these are the landing gear. Also, this is one thing I didn't even really notice. That little hatch right there. But that hatch, if I can bring it down a little bit. Oh, there we go. That little hatch right there is how you get to the servo that controls the elevator and the rudder. It controls the rudder back there. So that's kind of cool to see. And you can get in everything like that. And it shoots it's got a rod that runs from here all the way to your steerable nose gear as well. So very neat to see. And some people, I could see them making this into a cargo door. All you need is a servo, man. So do that, and you're good to go. So got a nice hole in there so you can grab it and open it up, also for cooling and everything. But it's a really nice looking airplane. Again, the nacelles are all pretty strong too. Jeremy, I was surprised how strong these things were. Like they're very firm. It's plastic.
Absolutely.
And then the ESC is inside. So
yep. The ESCs have plenty of cooling.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Very nice looking airplane, man. When I opened up the box, I was like, okay, it's a little bigger than what I thought, but it's a very nice airplane, man. So I'm excited about flying this thing. And I've honestly, look, I don't get too excited about airplanes because, I do, but don't get me wrong. It just takes a lot to get me excited. But this thing right here, I'm like, I actually really want to fly. Like, I'm looking forward to see exactly what this thing is going to do. And Jeremy, I tested the thrust on the ground just by holding it. It has gobs of thrust, guys. And one of the things
you would not believe how much thrust 4 40 millimeter motors has.
It's got a lot, man. And I was going to show you guys a short for all you guys that are wondering if this thing will take off on grass, I'm getting ready to show you. So let me see here. I'm going to show you that this bad boy will take off on grass as soon as I can load up this video. So if you're looking for a nice little airplane that you can, put in there and have something cool to fly, this is going to be your go-to right here because I just think it's going to be cool. I like the way it looks. It looks good. And let's see
so
here.
the biggest thing that we all know is it doesn't have retracts.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
don't know how many times people can say it, but we know. We wish it had retracts too.
It doesn't have retracts, Jeremy? What the heck?
And it's funny too because everybody's like, "What? It doesn't have retracts." I'm like,
retracts added into it.
yeah. And if you saw how small it is, you wouldn't. You don't. It's not really realistic to have retracts in this size.
Well, add the cost of that.
Exactly, and that's the thing I'm saying. I'm like, at $319, it's a crazy steal of a deal, dude. This is like the airplane that you should get. And look, I have the B-2 bomber right over there, and I'll show you that. And that one is $229 for the B-2 E-flite twin 30 millimeter, and you're getting this for $319. I mean,
Show the size differences.
Exactly, but I'm saying it's a no-brainer to go with this right here, in my opinion. So for you guys that are wondering if this thing will take off on grass, here, take a quick picture. I'll show you. Stop. So, yeah, that's it in the front yard over there. And I'll show you, look how thick my grass is. I need to cut it. But look, one more time. Stop.
A manicured RC airfield should have no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, if your airfield looks like that, it's going to... Stop. Yeah. So
that is yard grass, not RC airfield grass.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's super thick. That's cut to 3 inches, and it's Bermuda. So I'm like, if that can punch through it, no problem. Yeah, it's going to be perfectly fine. So let's jump into the comments and see exactly what you guys think about that one. And
there's a question right there from Donston Henry, right?
Let's
the
see
F-22
here.
will have retracts.
Yep.
Well, so we also have another early leak.
Yep. Somebody leaked we wanted to tell you guys about that, the F-22 64 millimeter, but it's out there.
We'll get to that, but just so you guys know, yes, it absolutely has retracts.
Yeah.
So.
Somebody was like, this airplane for that price doesn't have retracts. And I'm like, are you not seeing? The guy's holding it, and he's like literally has the airplane.
I replied to the comment. I said, so it's a deal then, right? Because it's got retracts.
Yeah, exactly, right? So let's take a look here. Keith Dunn says
we'll get to that later, guys. Don't look into it. Just relax. It'll come. It's not going to be here real quick. So don't jump the gun.
Right.
So what you're saying is not on the next container.
No.
It might be.
Yeah. So there you have it.
But
but
again, let us evaluate the airplane, and then we'll tell you if it's awesome or isn't, right?
Right.
And then we'll go from there. Again, give us the time to make sure everything's good. Yes, it's nice to know what's coming. But what if this airplane is an absolute hunk of crap? Do you want us to still push it to you, or do you want us to try and say, take this back, take another few months and make it right? You know what I mean? What do you guys want? I mean, there's no point in trying to bring things out early. Let us announce it. And at that point, you guys will know that we've done our due diligence and made it good for you or validated it. Right?
That's right.
There you go.
So let's see. That's the problem. Like when people like leak those airplanes and stuff like that, I know they're excited and they want to be the first to put this stuff out, but this isn't like, the news, right? Like it's not like it's a big deal. You're not gaining anything by running out and be like, hey, look, this is the first airplane and this thing's coming out. I mean, like, You're
And
talking about an airplane
this
that's
thing's
like,
coming out, and now you've got to
Don't-
wait 6 months because that's how long it was going to take to get here.
yeah,
So instead of hearing about it maybe a month before,
yeah,
and you can be excited for it, now you got to wait 6 months and go, and then you got to ask me, hey, when's this plane coming?
Every
month.
week.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
Hey, when's this plane coming, guys?
Where's the J20?
Yeah, and you don't even know if you're actually going to carry the airplane, right? There's plenty of people who come to Banana Hobby and want you to sell their airplane, and sometimes Banana Hobby's like, no.
Yeah, we've had other companies contact us, and we've had companies that we have, for instance, X-Fly and Fly Fence. We've had airplanes that have been made that you guys have never seen because it didn't do well.
Right.
And so we have decided not to do it. Now other companies picked it up.
Yeah, I've seen
them up. And so unless you know the behind the scenes, just give us just a little bit. We'll make sure that the airplane gets lots of flights on it, and we try and prove it. You know what I mean? And then we can also get information to help you guys if you have questions. So when you guys call us or contact us and say, hey, I don't get this. How can we do it? Well, hey, we've seen that. Here we go. You know what I mean? And we can help you out. So
right.
That's it. But, we apologize for how long the J20 took, but we want to make sure that the planes that people have already been getting, okay, they are not the same as what we have done. We have perfected ours. We've went back and forth several times on making things perfect. And so the planes that will be coming to Banana Hobby for you guys, we feel are going to be awesome. So you're going to enjoy them. So there you go.
And that is that, right? Like, so it's but yeah, that's the funny thing about that 64, and that's one thing a lot of people gotta just be patient on. So Johnson Henry says we have total faith in you, Jeremy. So good deal. But
that Raptor is going to be coming. It's going to be awesome. It's got lights. It's got flaps. It's got retracts. It's got a great paint scheme. I mean, it's got everything you want. For example, you guys loved the L39 64 millimeter. That thing was a knock it out of the park. You guys bought crazy numbers of them, which was awesome. We appreciate that. And in doing so, we have the Raptor coming from the same company, and it's going to be just as awesome. So give us the time to make sure that everything's good. From what we're seeing on it, the communications we've had already to make sure things are good, it's going to be great.
Another thing too, Jeremy, is what I'm thinking is like, if this thing hits off like that, and I don't see why it would not, like, if this thing flies good, I haven't done the maiden flight on it yet, but you have, and I can already tell it's going to be a good flyer. But if this thing hits properly,
amazing.
It's gonna, it's amazing. And so, like, but if this thing hits properly for the looks, for what it is, for the EDFs, and for the size, and for the price tag on it, I don't know why this thing wouldn't sell out extremely quickly, right? Like, it should be selling out pretty good. So I have good faith in it.
So what I'm hoping somebody does to mitigate the whole retract thing is come up with a 3D print that'll click up there in place of the gear. That'll be a skid or some type of, plastic protection so you can land it wherever you want. And then that thing will have gear up type option. I've already hand launched the airplane about 12 times. It's awesome. By the way, you do not need flaps when you do that. But
dude, that thing has a ton of power, a ton.
But yeah, I mean, it's a great airplane for what it is. It's a low cost, awesome C-17. And we needed a C-17 ever since the old 50 millimeter one from LX forever ago. We've wanted one. Okay. Does it have everything in there? No. Does that mean that we're not doing anything to make one that has everything? It doesn't mean that, but it could be. It would be pretty cool, right? So I like to try and tease you guys with options. Maybe we're making one, maybe we're not, but it would be pretty cool.
What are your thoughts on that, man? Isn't that terrible?
Yeah. Yeah, Jeremy just throws it out there. It's like,
yeah, we might be. There's a lot there. There is a lot of airplanes that we want to make. Now, not everything is small. Okay, there was a lot of comments about that. Oh man, another small airplane. That's not small.
It's not really
small. Yes, it's 40 millimeters, but you know, times were rough for the last year for a lot of people. We know that. So you guys, we've been seeing that you guys need planes that are less expensive. But there are bigger planes coming. Rest assured. When they come out, you guys are going to be very happy.
P-51 fan said, Bobby, I said,
and not just EDF. We've got propeller planes also in the works.
Oh yeah,
they're going to be pretty cool. So
P-51 fan said, Bobby, I said earlier that the follow-up C-17 will be a quad 105 capable of dropping troops. Man, how cool would that be? That would be cool. I think they'd have a crazy price tag, but that'd be cool.
That would be a $5,000 or whatever airplane, like that stinking 747.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nobody seems to have.
By the way, guys. By the way, Mountain RC hit it. I don't know if y'all know it or not. Banana Hobby has redone their website. It's brand new. They got a new website, so you can get on there. And I like it. It's a much cleaner feel. You can navigate through it easier, and it just looks good. So it's very pleasing to the eye. So make sure Carrie knows that she did a good job with that, and yourself. And so
they've done a lot of good on there.
Hobby's website looks great.
So let me give you guys a couple of things on there real quick.
What are you laughing at over there, Tim?
3120 downforce.
He said, I'm not sure what hurts more. Being teased with airplanes by Jeremy. Being teased. Oh my God, man. Jeez.
I'll take dollars.
You know what?
I'm going to go right here.
That. I'm going to support that. I just starred that. That went straight up to the top.
I'm locking my camper at JOK. 100%.
Hey, by the way, Josh Bunn says, don't apologize for that. He says, I would rather wait than to get junk. I know the one plane of another company that they have been testing for 9 months, and it's still not in production. They don't sell junk. And that's what I've been trying to tell people. Like, Banana Hobby sold junk way back in the day, and those days are gone. And now, and it wasn't even junk. It was just lesser grade quality, for that time frame, So, and it really wasn't that bad then. But, the standard has been set. So
as budget as possible is what it was.
Exactly. But this new Banana Hobby, man, they're sparing no expense. And again, I'm sounding like a fanboy. I am, because I actually believe in Banana Hobby and I like the product. But I mean, when you come in today and you're making this like $319 and everybody else just has like crazy ridiculous prices on stuff of this size, I'm like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So definitely support Josh Bunn on that one.
Well, again, guys, we got the new website. Go check it out if you haven't. I want to make sure that you guys know some things. We're going to put some advisories out there for you right now. Okay. So the first thing is, this is a new website. It does not have your current passwords transferred over. So you need to make sure you request your password or change your password. Okay. When you log into your account on there, your previous account information is not going to be there. This is a whole new infrastructure, whole new everything. So all of your previous purchases, if need to be, you can contact us at Banana Hobby for whatever reason, if you need to search any of that old stuff up. But again, this is a fresh remake of everything. If you happen to find anything that is wrong on there, that is not working or glitching, please let us know. Figure out what it's doing. Let us know so that we can improve upon it so you guys have a better experience. But we're definitely trying. The people that have made this work behind the scenes, they did a very, very fantastic job on there.
Dude, I'm looking at it right now and going through it as you're talking. It's a very easy to see and easy to navigate. So and it's much better, much better.
So again, we all knew it was needed. This actually website has been in the process now for a couple of years, so it's been there. So we apologize for not updating the old one. There was a lot of comments of, hey, when is this? Why can't I find this on there? Because everything was getting directed to the new website. So again, things are getting updated, like quantities on there. If for some reason something isn't in stock or something, again, we apologize. We're working that. So
yeah, everything's looking like it's in stock almost.
It's going to take a minute, but we'll go from there. But if something was out of stock, it should say out of stock. And we know that some of those things might be out of stock. But again, if you order something and it doesn't go through, we will refund it or square you away at that point. But again, there's going to be a little bit of growing pains. and we apologize. But we're getting there.
Very nice, man. Very nice. So again, like I said, I'm over here looking at the website, and I like it. You got some new stuff on there, some new gas engines that I see, and some prop pullers that are coming with the auto start kit. You got the auto start kit right there, and you got your turbine engines. They're selling turbine engines on there, Shui winds and man, look at that. Nice. So, yeah, guys, this is a very nice layout. So I definitely like it. So good job on that one, man.
Yeah,
so,
all kudos to the team that worked that and assembled that. So good on that.
Did a good job. Wigglefinger says 440 millimeters. That's 160 millimeters. That ain't small. I mean, yeah, when you put it like that, I would agree. And it seems like a lot of people like the new website. So Mount RC says the C-17 handles wind like a champ. I see Jeremy rally that thing around through some strong winds, and I have too. And I don't know if you guys have seen the video yet of that one out, but he dropped that thing, and it looks like a great flyer. So I'm really happy to see this thing. I was happy when it came out, so I'm going to fly it tomorrow, and I'll be able to hopefully upload the video and drop it to you guys. So,
well, again, we say this all the time. It's different. Okay. Yes. It's a 40 mil, but it's not the same 40 mil.
Right.
It's something different. Every one of our 40 mils have been a different item.
Right.
So hopefully you guys are enjoying that. Man.
So, yep. Again, the X-Fly's here. Go grab you one. Like I said, the price is good. So, it is what it is. And I'm very happy about that one. Now, moving right along, man. Jeremy.
Gary Russell, yes, the B1 has gone up. I think it went up $20.
Yeah.
So nothing to have an issue with. It's just what the tariffs are adding to it. We are absorbing majority of it. We had to increase the price a little bit on things, but nothing crazy.
I think everything I saw was like 20, 30, no more than $20, $20, $30.
Yeah, nothing crazy, but that's just the cost of doing business today.
Cost of doing business, man.
Having to do it, but it's what we got to do.
So, Jeremy, while we got you in here, man, is there something that you want to share with everybody?
Oh, yeah. I put out an announcement on our Banana Hobby community and Banana Hobby, right? So
yeah.
If you guys are not subscribed to that to see our new information, we try to put it on there first so everybody gets to see that stuff. But yes, we do have something new. And so let's start sharing that out for you guys.
All right, boys and girls.
And it's not a C-17.
That's right. And I think you're all going to be very happy. Tim?
This is the first one.
Boom.
The
J20 is here.
It is a updated version.
Get that out of here.
That's a weird looking J20.
Yeah, that is.
We multiplied it and added 5.
Made it a J65. Oh my God.
So again, this is not here yet. This will be coming soon.
Yeah.
But essentially the biggest, where's my head at?
There we go.
There we go. All right. So the biggest thing is, guys, is that this airplane, we listened to what you guys were saying. The biggest things you guys wanted was that the white needed to be painted. The foam, it was just bare foam. This airplane now has painted airplane everywhere. So there should not be any bare foam except for maybe the landing gear bays or whatnot. That thing is here with the painted everything, and you guys are going to see it firsthand when I open it up here. The other thing that this has is it now has thrust reversing, which the other airplane did not have. And so you got 2 different additions to it to make it a version 2, and it's going to be awesome. So we'll start opening this up and assembling it, though.
Yeah, man. So, hey, Jeremy, also, too, that comes with the gyro, right?
It does. It comes with the Pulsar gyro. So you can either use the Pulsar gyro that it comes with, or you can use whatever you want in line. So you're not stuck with any kind of control board type gyro system in there. I find that the Pulsar gyro is a little harder to set up, but I like to use the Hobby Eagles. That's just what I tried and true all the time.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people that are going to want to use receivers that already have gyros in them, like AS3X or whatnot. So you can absolutely do that with this airplane and go from there. But again, We're going to open this thing up. You guys get the first views on it of the first one here in the States.
Let me answer that, Bobby. Where is Will? He crashed so many planes last Sunday. He didn't want to come on.
He didn't want to come back on the show. Yeah, he's over there licking his wounds apparently. But no, Will is on vacation right now, so he's probably watching it right now. Knowing him, probably going to get yelled at by his wife.
You know what we should do? We should all come up with the most elaborate "Where's Will at?" You know?
I know. Yeah, where do you guys think Will is at? Actually, hey, I'll give you a hint. He's somewhere where a lot of that's too easy. Let's just say it's an area of concentrated diplomats. How about that?
Diplomat.
He's overseas.
I mean, nope. He's not at The Hague.
He's in Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach.
He's definitely not at Myrtle Beach. Diplomats, the musical group. But let's see here. Yeah, so Dunson Henry, let's see here. I'll tell you guys. He's on vacation and actually in training too. I think it was training. I don't know if it's vacation or it's like a vacation, staycation kind of thing. But yeah, so Dunson Henry says Will is at the UN.
He's at Iran. He's in Iran.
I was gonna say he's at the UN convention right now.
He's definitely not in Iran. I can assure you that. But I think he said he was in like DC or something like that. So up there, Josh Bunn said Nashville.
Hey, for all of you guys that have been trying to pay attention to, you've been religious to the subscribing and watching what we're doing. We talked about how I was going to give Will an airplane. Well, just so you guys know, I got it on the way. So he's getting that airplane for free. So
did you actually look at it and make sure that it,
Will is in the bunker?
Yeah, I sent photos.
Okay, because that's the last time it's going to look like that.
Man, we should look. P51 fan just coined WDWC. What did Will crash? Man, we should use that and not tell him. You know what I mean?
Is he not watching?
He should be. If he is, he probably is texting me right now. Let me look at the phone.
Josh Bunn asked if it was made of concrete.
I got a story to tell to you guys since we're talking smack on things, right? Real quick.
Where's Will?
This is how it comes in the box, guys. This is the bottom portion of it.
That is crazy.
I feel like Vanna White.
That's nice.
Yes, it's got letters A, B, and C on it. No,
man, I want one of those. I had the PJ50 and it was cool, but that one's better.
Okay, so just so you guys know, if you ever try to mail an airplane,
I told you.
If you guys ever try to ship through like the UPS store or the FedEx store,
don't do it.
Oh my gosh, be prepared to give an arm and a leg to ship something. Take a guess. I'm not going to say how much it is. I want you guys to see a price.
Well, just give them a little idea. I shipped back a motor, a DLE 55 RA, just 2 weeks ago. It was $50.
That's crazy.
That was UPS ground.
Yeah, the world's gone mad, dude. It's gone mad.
That's absolutely crazy. They wanted $550 to mail this airplane. And I absolutely could not believe it. I was in shock. I ended up calling Will and Bobby, and I'm like, Can you believe this? Is this the normal? Is this the common thing?
Pirateship.com is by far your best bang for your buck. But see, then Jeremy really thought critically, and he was like, I'm going to use my resource. He's like, and hit up Carrie, and Carrie was able to get a much better rate and ship that bad boy out. So very, very cool. And and Will definitely appreciate that for sure. So when he gets it, and I'm sure it will, I think it will survive. So let's see here.
All right. Well, anyway, here.
Size of the box, plain day.
Yeah. And so absolutely.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the top view of this thing. The thing is painted and beautiful. Down on the bottom, you've got your quick computer connection, whatever that's called.
I like that.
So all your servos and all that are connected on there. So you can have your 2 quick connections on there. Absolutely awesome. And you also have an LED light in the back. All right.
But does it
So,
have retracts?
but did you die? Yes, it does have retracts.
I already knew that. I was just saying it.
Yes, it does. Okay, so here's our 2 motor nacelles with packaging inside of the back end. All right, so these are in-runner motors, just like the other ones were. They're super efficient. This airplane, when we flew our first version, I was getting like 9 to 11 minutes, if I remember right, of flying on there with the 6S5000. I mean,
Wow.
super efficient. So I'm expecting the same efficiency out of this.
I like the chrome bezel on the front.
I do too.
Oh yeah, bling bling right there.
I think we did like a speed trial on that thing, and it did like 120. It's fast, but it's not. I mean, it's made to go fast, but it looks good going medium speeds.
Yeah, I saw
It also lands really slow, from what I remember too.
Lines at one point.
Yep, he sure did, Tim.
All right, so look at how beautiful the lines are in this airplane. I mean,
it is nice.
Bling, bling.
Man, I
There's
need
the
one
back
of them.
end, guys. Everything goes through there. Here's the bottom, your ESC cooling. Oh, the other cool thing is that these actually, right here on the front of the airplane, are actually LEDs that the real airplane has on there too, right in the belly. Kind of cool.
You think I could get one with Will in one of the windows, like screaming like he's going down in a ball of flames?
You could definitely do that in the imaginary world. So here's the back end on there. Like I said, you got that computer connection. So you got a solid, good continuity check set up through there. That's where your nacelles attach.
I do like that.
Again, nice lines throughout the whole airplane.
So no quick release screws to take the wings off?
Well, I haven't gotten to the wing. Yes, it's still the same screws.
Okay.
But yeah.
Didn't know if you did quick release or not.
Quick releases are nice, but the last thing you want is a quick release in flight. So we'll see. Who knows?
Ransom Brown said, "Is this the version 2? It is, man. This is the V2 version.
This is the version 2.
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
It does look really good. It just shows you like attention to detail, having all the white painted. It's the small things that really matter. For me, I didn't really care about it being foam. But like if you're going to detail an airplane out and make it scale, and it's going to be to that like capacity, you might as well go ahead and do it the right way, right? So
same motors as before, or are they upgraded in any way?
They are the same motors from what I understand. So
yeah.
So you're still going to get the awesome efficiency. The only things, like I said, that you're gaining thrust reversing, because that seems to be the new fun thing. And then you're also getting the fully painted airplane, so it doesn't look like an X-ray as you fly over the sun. So
yeah, for sure. Let's see.
But it's absolutely beautiful so far. I'm going to get this foam off the top here and show you guys how the top of this comes.
Victor RC said, other than the paint, I don't see any differences. I think that is the V2 difference, to be honest with you. I think that's
and
it.
the thrust reversing.
Oh, and the thrust reversing.
Did the original one come with a gyro? I don't think did the original one come with a gyro?
It did.
The original one comes with the gyro also. So this is the gyro that it comes with.
Pulsar.
And it's got tape to hold it shut.
I like that description, sir.
So there you go. This is what the gyro looks like. Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Point that side to the nose, and then it's got it set up inside here. Adjustment screws, and wires, all that. Yeah, it's all right here. But again, I'm just so used to like the Hobby Eagles that I just point, shoot, and go. But I'm not saying this is bad. I'm just saying I'm used to other things.
Yeah. Winston Brown says, is that available now?
It is not yet. I'm trying to find out exactly when it's going to be here.
I'm over here on the phone. I believe it's going to be pretty
quick. Jeremy has done it again. He's put it out there so everybody can want it and ask for like a month.
I know he's just as bad as that guy over there dropping hints.
I know.
No,
over there.
but this is actually us announcing it, so that means it shouldn't be very long from here. So
That's true.
but the
That's
other thing
true.
is too, guys, is when we get the possession of it, we show you guys testing and flying. So we're not, just sitting on an egg waiting for it to hatch. We're actively giving you guys the actual view of it, so you can see that what you're getting from us is a tested, tried and true airplane. And there, you're not getting any hidden stuff. So,
Ronnie was asking a question about that airplane. He says, "How much is it?" And I'm actually on the website right now, Ronnie, and it is. I'm really surprised, but this isn't the V2, but right now it's at $459.90, is what I'm
so
seeing.
it's only going to be just a little bit more than what that is, So
And look,
it's
even to me, even $459.90 is crazy to me right now. That the
for the
price
size
is,
of this airplane and how
I
well
know,
it flies,
dude. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
you cannot beat this airplane.
I need to hit up Carrie and order one. I'll take the V1 all day long. I don't care about a little white foam. You know what I mean? I'm not scared.
You're not bougie.
I'm not bougie. I'm nice.
So
here you go.
this one,
Bougie.
so there are other business jets out there.
That's sweet, by
But
the way.
this one,
I know you
what
have-
really stands true on this airplane versus other ones that are out there is the landing gear, and then the actual tried and true paint scheme that you would see in any civil airfield, which is going to be awesome. I believe it's similar to like a G650, I think is the intent of idea.
That looks good, man. I'm showing pictures of it. Jeez, man. I'm tired of looking at it because it looks good.
So
I do.
here
You
go,
know what?
guys.
I was Jeremy, I flew that airplane with without a gyro, and it was perfectly fine. That was before I realized the beauty of gyros, and I could imagine it with the gyro now is absolutely like great. Just a great
Absolutely.
bird.
So here you go, guys. This is the bottom side and the top side. Look at how pretty that is. You got your quick connects for your
Wingtips.
the wingtips, but I can't remember what they're actually called. But anyway, I can't think what it's called. Anyway, moving on. So you can actually take those on and off. But look at that. No longer see-through.
Oh, yeah.
And good to go. And again, your connections on there. Again, a computer type connection. And then you've got your 6 screws for your wings so that you're ensuring that it's not coming off. So
Pretty cool.
And we'll get this going. But like I said, what I really, really love about this airplane is the scale landing gear. I mean, they did a fantastic job at making the plane stocky like it should be and trailing link, and it's pretty awesome. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll get this plane going while we continue to talk, but it should be available here real soon. That's why we're showing you. So
Does the tail glue on or does it snap on?
It's got a screw on option.
Screw on. Awesome.
So two screws, and then it's got carbon rods that slide in. So carbon rods slide in, and then you got a screw here, and a screw there. So
I hate the ones you have.
Easy to remove if you need to.
Me too, Tim.
Well, yeah, when you have to glue these, right? The glue that's out there that everybody uses, it usually tends to deform the outside of the other ones. It's really weird that it does that, but it really has a bad reaction.
Well, I'm referring more to Will when he crashes it and only needs to replace the fuselage, but you glued it on.
Oh my god!
To buy the tail too.
Oh my god! You guys are just chopping this guy up, and he's not even here.
He's not here. So
I have nothing to
gets.
do with that. All right, I am just the responder, and I gave you a frowny face there.
I gave you a frowny.
We'll talk after the show.
Yeah. He's like, we'll settle up after the show. Good deal, man. Looks pretty good though. I'm gonna get assembling this airplane while we continue to have fun on this channel, and then we'll go from there. Well, awesome. Winston Brown says, Jeremy, please share the release date, sir, if you have that. I don't know if you have it on hand or not, but
I don't have it on hand. I'm trying to find out more. So let me see.
Conquest Production says, I'm going to have to leave early. I have XC practice till the morning. Hope y'all have a great night. Hey, Conquest Productions 11-7. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for checking in and hanging out with us while you could. Let's see here. But yeah, man. So that's good news right there. So between the C-17 and that is absolutely good. I wanted to
And I want to assure you guys,
assure us, please.
the J20 is really close. I mean, really close. So
When you say really close, what do you mean?
I can't tell you that. It's really
It's
close.
Like, is it in the warehouse and you just haven't put it up yet? Come on.
I feel like that's what he's saying.
I think that's what he's trying to say. They
I
just
feel like that too.
The website was taking priority, and now they got it done. Tomorrow it'll pop up at like noon.
I really like the way you're thinking, but I cannot agree or deny.
Yeah.
At the
See,
time.
so I figured it would go that way.
But stay tuned soon, guys. Stay tuned soon.
Well, moving right along, Phoenix Models BAE Hawk turbine power. Look, so Tim, we kind of talked about this. Your buddy was wanting to know how this airplane was, and finally,
he flew his. He maidened it.
Did he like it though?
He had a flame out.
Oh,
before he got it trimmed.
Oh,
he was going to belly land it.
Oh,
and was trying to give it full elevator, and because it hadn't been trimmed quite right yet, he didn't have enough throw and destroyed the fuselage. But he has bought a new fuselage and has it pretty much done. It flew good for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Wait a minute. What happened then?
That's when it flamed out, but he hadn't trimmed it out yet.
Oh, I see. And I bet stress probably got the best of him, huh?
No, he was giving it full elevator, and it was slowly bringing the nose up, but he didn't have enough air.
Yeah,
altitude.
And that airplane, it doesn't like to get too slow, because that sucker will snap on you in a heartbeat. So, well, guys, that kind of segues into the next part there. So I don't know if y'all saw the video or not, but the Phoenix Models BAE Hawk, that one is on TerraHobbies.com. I said Terror. It's Tower Hobbies, not Terror. TerraHobbies.com. That one's where that one's sold. And I had a really good flight with that one, man. So I wanted to bring out another turbine airplane for you guys to kind of expose you to that. Very good. Second, maybe first airplane. I know 2 or 3 people who have used this one as their very first airplane. A lot of, kind of like a T-45 and in the BAE Hawk, they typically have a nasty stall if you get them too slow. But guess what? Everything has a nasty stall if you get it too slow. And Jeremy, you know exactly what I'm talking about with that. So it just kind of comes with the territory. But I was going to show you guys that video real quick while we had it. And let's watch it, and we'll talk our way through it. So here we go. All right. And that's Adam. Adam actually took a picture of that thing for me while I was flying. He's really
Are you running a gyro?
Phoenix Models BAE Hawk Turbine Edition. This thing is a really nice looking airplane. 16 on it. Model. Take it off. Also, airplane. The flight packs are in the bottom. This was pretty interesting because, obviously I got wires going everywhere. But, it's all balsa, and it's a really stout airplane. I like it. I like it a lot. For you going from foam to balsa is the next step, and obviously composite. So, so this one's at a price point where it's actually, I think it's like $800 here. One time. We got the fuel. It's just a really nice.
You got
fire it up. There we go. And I had a fire extinguisher and the blower behind the camera. One thing I like about the King Tex is and that one's running with a K85 with just tons of power with that thing. It's just rolling around on the field, man. Giddy up, and we line it up. That's a good thing.
You got it.
And we send it.
Hey, Jay.
It actually, Tim, took off a little bit quicker than what I wanted. I always like a little bit of light pressure on the elevator.
The channel. We got
and then for it to take off.
And we're going to take on off. You ready?
Now, you running a gyro in this, Bobby?
No, I didn't have a gyro in this one, dude.
That's the good feeling.
So this is all like non-gyro flight.
This is all Bobby.
All Bobby, man, on the sticks. And you can see it's got plenty of ump. Like it didn't have a problem getting off the ground. So my trim was way off, obviously, but sometimes you'll have that. And so I get it up there, coming out of the power, And one thing I noticed right off the bat with this one, Tim,
Mhm.
is this airplane's cruising speed is fast. Like, it's fast. And just so
Yeah,
you know,
and-
I caught this thing.
I have to agree with you because I was standing next to Greg when we were trying to trim it, and I was like, "Dude, slow it down, slow it down." He's like, "I'm at 50% power." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Dude, that's
50%
ripping
is
it."
like 120 miles an hour on this thing. Like it's fast.
Man.
And
Yeah, but still, you know, when you have 50%, you're flying that fast. That means you can fly at 10%.
Super smooth.
exactly. So typically, you know, I'll throttle that sucker down to about 40. I was at my comfort zone was around like 40, 30% throttle. But you know, it really grooves around really nice. It's a very easy to fly airplane. It's like it was very uneventful. It was like flying my Avanti, except a little bit sportier, much faster.
Just gonna do some circles, guys.
And so, you know, in this video, I'm over here doing circles, and we get Adam right there. He took a sniper shot of it right there, which was cool to get that. He took that there. Big shout out to Adam over there on the camera. And I mean, you can see. By the way, Tim, while we're going to talk about it, a lot of people are like, "Hey, man, do you ever take off? You know, you ever land into the wind like normal?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do it sometimes." Actually, we did it last week. And if you can see right here, these trees right here are pretty close. And
Yeah,
so
I've been to your field. I mean,
you've been
I
there.
understand why you guys land downwind a lot. You got
Exactly.
a lot more time to set up and get it in a good glide slope. When
Yep.
you're coming that other direction, you got to drop it in, and it's
You really
not.
did.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why you do it.
Yep.
It's like
And-
giving
and-
you a hard time about it. That's all.
Oh, I love it. Well, I don't care because I've been doing it for years, so it's no big deal. But the fun part about this is, so if you are going to come in here, that little divot right there is what you aim for. You come in over that little divot right there, and then you set up for your landing, and then you push your rudder to the right, and then you come in here and you land perfectly. So it is fun and it can be done, but it's like, we're gonna cut the trees down. It's gonna happen. So, but really, some good flights on this thing. This thing sounds mean at full throttle. And this whole flight, I never full throttled it. It has a cool howl.
And set up for the landing.
So we set up for the landing right here.
Look at that. Got the trees with it to show you how slow it's getting.
Hey, Will's here.
All the way
Yeah.
out of power.
He's on video.
That's idle?
All the way down.
Yeah, that was idle. I was like, man,
There
this
she
thing's got a lot of
is.
power. Like
And brake
85 is a
supplies.
ton for this
Sweet.
thing.
And we are good. Man.
And we had
That
on it.
airplane, I've seen that thing fly
Hey.
real wide on myself. It flew really
Yep.
good.
I'm probably more nervous than I should.
And check this out. So this is what happens when you your fuel to oil mixture is a little higher.
That survived the first flight. That's always a good thing.
And I'm burning kerosene. That's not diesel, by the way. So I was like, yeah.
A little smoke from excess fuel burn off and get some good coolant. Really nice.
Second flight was actually even better. We take it off.
Guys,
on
don't
the
forget to like,
second
subscribe to
flight,
the channel. Hop up and away.
and I was much better as on
Here we go.
so I wasn't nearly as nervous. There are some small wheels, there's not small wheels. It's fine. No problem getting that one up.
Flaps up, gear up.
Now watch this closely.
Whoa. You stalled it.
Watch it closely, right? And that's what I was getting ready to say. Remember I was telling you about getting them too slow and everything? Now I'm at full throttle, and watch.
Yeah, full throttle, but you're climbing.
Exactly. And remember, somebody pointed it out. It was a very good point. And I was like, he's absolutely right. You listen to what I say.
Flaps up, gear up.
Flaps up, gear up, right? On takeoff. I did it too quick. And as soon as I did that, I lost lift. And like you said, Tim, I'm climbing. So
That sounds oddly familiar
yep.
from a plane crash that just happened.
Well,
Yeah.
Full sky.
Over in India. Yeah.
oh yeah.
Everybody's saying that potentially had flaps up instead of gear up.
Oh, I'm telling you, you're seeing it right here.
We'll see.
So watch this in real time.
Yep. That's a stall.
That's a
Whoa.
stall. That's right there, boys and girls, is the vicious stall of the BAE Hawk and your T-45. And if you don't have altitude, you're not going to be able to recover, right? So
I usually don't pull up flaps until after I make that first turn.
and that's it. And that's what I was like, man, I was too quick to pull up. And the problem is this: I'm so used to doing it with EDF jets because the power's just on demand that you can get away with it. But with these, I did it and didn't even think about it subconsciously. So check it out, upside down.
Good thing you had 3 mistakes high, buddy.
And that's what I do. Once, and that's it. I'll get up 3-4 mistakes high.
Damn, what was that?
Not sure.
Oh, you hear Will. He's like, man, what was that?
Damn, what was that?
So,
I was going to ask you if you took off with half flap or no flap.
yeah, man.
I didn't like it, though.
You got it though. You sure did.
I think that was a wind hitting.
You fixed
Yeah, I said
it.
I think
You
that was a
fixed
win.
quick.
It was
That was a win.
I went back and looked at the video and I was like, no, that wasn't a win. That was definitely a
the win.
call. But I will say
That was
low.
all Bobby.
we had a very, very bad headwind. And when I was turning, it doesn't help. It just slows the airplane down. Yeah.
That bowl over there.
Could be.
That
And I'm
dip
telling
we
you
got
guys
over there.
this so y'all won't make this
That's why we stay up
mistake.
high.
And again, always stay 4 mistakes high, man. And
I
these
definitely
maybe-
didn't like it.
No,
Yeah, if you were true
That's-
top level, you'd have been done.
Oh, for sure.
She's just doing the pass right here.
And so we started flying it around, and then we started doing some high-speed passes.
Man, that's
let's-
crazy.
So this is high speed. Listen to this thing at high speed. It has a crazy sound.
And I haven't pushed it out at full throttle, so we're going to try to do that.
all right.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Rip it.
Full throttle pass right here.
full throttle.
This is full throttle.
Oh
Hear
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Hear that whine? This sounds like
Holy cow, dude! She was whistling.
Yeah.
Where did she go?
Almost sounded
there
like
she
my
is.
Adam. at full
it did,
throttle.
dude. It sounds just
Man, that's
like that.
crazy.
And look how fast this thing's covering ground.
And she got away from me.
Yeah. Coming around.
Yeah, we'll
Another
scroll
full
on the
throttle pass. Ready?
So,
Here comes full speed down the line. I love these full speed passes.
We're full throttle.
That's awesome.
Man, that's what a headwind, boys and girls.
Did that a couple of times. Then we set for the landing.
Bumping up to the power to about 20%, chopping it right there. Focusing on landing. She just glides.
she's just gliding in.
And point
And brake.
came in a little quick right there. So
And we have
that
brakes.
was the second
came in
flight
a
of
little
that one,
hot
you know,
right there.
learning and
Yeah,
everything.
caught a little
So
wind up on his wings there for a
there
second.
we have it, boys and girls. So that airplane,
Yeah,
that was a maiden for the books right there, and learned a lot while doing it. Tim,
P51D fan said Will was spreading his karma. That's the reason why I did that snap roll.
right? I don't know. I'll tell you this though. I will say this: when Will is there, he actually calms me down quite a bit. I don't know why, but it's just like having somebody else there because, he's like, "Hey, did you mean to do that?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't do that." But
Well,
Yeah.
it's when he said, "Oh snap! What was that?"
yeah, I know he said that, and I was like, "Yeah, that's just a plain old stall." You know what I mean? So Victor RC Jet says, "Yeah, that was a hard snap for sure." Plain Day says it pitched up and then flipped inverted. Then he descended and pulled out. Yep. And so that's literally what it is. I'm so used to having these random anomalies like this. I don't freak out. I just kind of know that I need airspeed. Airspeed means control. So, point the nose down and try to work through it. So
Well,
like you
it's
I
called
had the,
fly the
altitude.
plane. No matter what's going on, whether you've got a flame out, a gear
Yep.
down, or whatever, first step is fly the plane.
Fly the
Figure out
plane.
what's going on
Don't
after.
panic. Just fly
You
the
know?
plane. Because
That's
at that point, what I look at is that's a free plane.
right.
That's what it is. At that point, I had a maiden on my top RC0. I remade it because I went back and changed a bunch of stuff, and I did the same thing you did, and it inverted, and everybody thought it was three mistakes high, but it rolled over and went straight down, and I was able to save it by just pure just not panicking. And that's the thing with a lot of pilots, they panic.
Yep.
And it's over. And like everybody, what I was told a long time ago, hey man, when something like that happens, you're basically flying a free plane at that point. So fly it, and if it doesn't make it, it don't make it. But don't give
That's
up.
it. You're absolutely right. And I've watched a lot of people give up on the field. And I'm like, dude, what happened? I was like, man, you had plenty of airspace, and it just had vapor lock, right? So Hamilton Sangers, what's going on, man? Got you in the group. Hamilton says some need a gyro, and it just depends on the model, but doesn't make anyone less of a pilot, in my opinion, though. And he's absolutely right. Like, so I started, when I didn't know too much about a gyro, I had that same, concept. Oh, gyros are flying the airplane for people. Gyros are definitely not safe. Maybe. But AS3X or a regular gyro like that, no, definitely not. And so now here's my question for you, Tim and Jeremy. If I had a gyro in that one,
it would have still done it.
Would that have happened?
Yeah,
it just would have did it. It just would have did it with a little bit more style,
right? I thought so too. It probably would have been smoother.
It might maybe a little bit smoother. It would have still snapped on you with the gyro.
Yeah,
it might have recovered slightly quicker, maybe.
Yeah.
But no, if you get in a stall like that, gyro ain't gonna help you. I mean, it might help you get out of it, but it's not gonna stop it from happening. Let's just put it that way.
Well, remember, a gyro doesn't do anything if you're telling it to do something.
Correct.
You're right.
So when it does that and you try to react to it, right, the gyro is not going to be in effect. The only time gyro is going to do anything is if you get a bump and you don't do anything.
Correct.
You know
Unless you had safe, then safe will be like, well, no, I got you, buddy.
Well, but what safe does is it takes away your actual control. So you don't have control of the plane.
Well, believe it or not, guys, we have a guy at our field. We have a guy at our field that flies giant scale warbirds in safe all the time.
Why?
He doesn't know how to use rudder. He will flip it out of safe and do a roll, and as soon as he does a roll or a loop, he'll click it back on safe.
I gotta jump to the comments. I gotta go straight to the comments. What do you guys think about that?
Does he have success? Does he crash a lot? Does he? I mean,
he doesn't. Let's put it this way: he doesn't crash a lot. He has a lot of difficulties taking off and landing, though, because he doesn't know how to use rudder.
But I mean, if he's having fun with it, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree with that, but like you just said a minute ago, you're not really flying the plane. It's kind of flying for you with it in safe. I mean, he's got set up and things of that nature.
And I'm kind of 50-50 on it because I'm with Winston Brown. It's his comfort zone, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But I will say, like, is it helping him? Is it a crutch? And I mean, it's a good question. It gets him up there flying. It's good for the hobby, yes. But I think that he's probably not learning as much or going to advance.
Yeah, he's plateaued essentially,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And he doesn't know how. And again, he doesn't know how to use rudder at all. So his takeoff on these giant warbirds is basically give it a little bit of throttle. When it starts to turn left, he just guns it and gets off the ground. And we're like, just, and landings are usually, when he overshoots the field, like when he comes in to line up for a runway, because he's using safe and doesn't use a rudder.
Yeah,
he's actually flies behind us sometimes, not behind us, but and we're like, what in the world are you doing?
So you know what that means, Tim? If you took safe off, he would probably be an unsafe flyer. Like for sure. Is what it sounds like. But like I said, I think he's just stunting himself for the growth that he could potentially have.
I mean, I don't think I have the new power safes, which I run Spectrum power safes. They have a safe capability. The old power safes didn't have it. The new Synapsis has where you can have safe on it too. Now I never set it up, but however, I do have some just AS3X plus. They're all plus now because I've upgraded them. I do have a switch, a 3-position switch where I have safe on one, gyro on, and gyro off. And has it saved my butt? Yep. When I've flown into the sun, lost orientation, couldn't tell which way it was going.
That's fun.
Hit the safe button, let it. However, it very seldom happens. I hardly ever have to hit the safe button, but it is a nice option if you get in trouble, especially with orientation. That's
if you need it, right?
If you need it, because it self-rights itself and it flies straight.
Right.
But other than that, I don't have it on any of my giant scale stuff. I have it all on my because I run Cortexes in pretty much all my Warbirds. My jets, my turbines, I'm running Synapses.
Running
However,
the good quality stuff right there. Wow. Yeah, so maybe he'll slide away. Woodson Brown says, yep, he agrees. He says, West Hobbies RC says, just like GPS and auto level and helicopters, it does not teach you anything. And he says, my very unpopular opinions, personally, I do not agree with safe. I do not agree with flying in safe. And I've come from the old days where you learn how to fly and recover. I did too. And that's kind of why you saw that in the turbine video, I didn't crash because I knew better, right? So like it just didn't happen.
You didn't pass.
I know what a stall feels like, and I know what a pre-stall feels like, and so I keep cool under it, and I'm just like, yeah, that was a stall. Yeah, I'm not gonna freak out. So Keith Dunn with the super sticker, man. Certainly appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for that. That definitely keeps the channel going. It makes it so I can have really cool airplanes to review and keep doing things like that. So I certainly appreciate that. So thank you very much, Keith Dunn, man. Just always comes in clutch. Let's see. Havo Mo Jets. He says, I don't like safe either. Never use it. I agree. Too limiting. Makes it harder to recover. I don't need it. Yeah. And, I try to talk to people about it. I see them at our field as well, and they're flying in safe. And I'm like, that's good to learn in. And I'm like, man, I said, why don't you try it without safe? Take off in safe mode, hit the switch, take it off, and get comfortable with all that control that you have, man. And then they're like, wow.
With safe on, you can't turn with that bank limit. You cannot turn the plane. Like you couldn't fly in between you and the trees at your field with safe.
No, you're flying. You're flying like an airline pilot at that point, where they have like 10-degree turns or whatever. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No way.
I mean, it's so awkward when because the planes I do have safe activated on that I have the switch, I have taken off in safe by accident. And I'm like, I take off and I start to turn. I'm like, why won't this thing turn? And then I'm like, oh crap. And I click it off and sure shit, I had it on.
I'll agree.
I don't really like it.
I agree with Yegs though. It definitely has gotten people into the hobby. It's been good for the hobby and everything like that. But like I said, it's good for people to very politely say, hey man, have you tried flying that, without it? So they don't get locked into it.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've only been in the hobby
good.
5.5 years now, 4.5. I don't even know. And when I first got my first plane, I landed and took off in safe. But after I took off and landed, I'd take it off. And that's the only time I was just scared of landing, But after a little bit of time, I started, landing without and getting confidence. So it is a confidence builder.
It is.
It helps you understand how to fly and take some of the worry out of it. But if you've been flying as long as this guy's been flying, I definitely understand. He'd be one of those guys where when he takes off, I land immediately and I just sit back and I'm like, hey, y'all watch, y'all, be careful. Yes, Wendell Fingers, you're right. You can go to envelope, I think it is, under the safe, and you can increase the bank limits. But you can't go past 90.
Bill Wagner said a guy had his eye socket crushed in having no side view, so it was an emergency helper. Wow, I don't know what that was. So Yeg said true. And Plain Day says buy a good trainer. You don't need it. He's right. So one thing too, I wanted to talk to you guys about what I actually got come in here is something really cool. I've been having my eye on it for a while, and I guess you can probably see it in the background is the Flycat V2 from Hobby King is here. I don't want to talk too much about it because we're going to talk about that next week. But I will say this thing's really cool. I've always wanted a twin boom airplane. Boomerang jets, I'm coming, buddy. Hold on. You're up next. I got to cook off some airplanes. But I actually, Tim, you got to see my garage. I got no room. But if
last time I was there, you had no room, and then you sold everything.
It's even worse now, man. And look, I got that RC airplane trailer. I don't even trailer it as much as I thought I was going to use it. So,
Carrie, if you're listening, stop sending them planes. Just send them to me. He's got no room for it.
No, don't.
That's what I heard. I heard you got no more room.
No,
Yes,
That's
I
man.
heard.
Jeremy, you heard the same thing. Thank you.
Yeah, no, man, don't do that. Yeah, whoa, we're getting out of line here, guys. We're getting a little bit crazy over here, talking crazy. But this is the Fly Cat right here, and I'm just going to show you real quick. I really like it a lot. I like how it looks. I like the colors. They definitely pop. This is the version 2. It's got a ton of power, 2100 kV in runner in there. The retracts are they're very simple. You know, nothing high speed about it whatsoever. And it's very straightforward. It looks good. I put all kinds of dents and dings in the thing already when I was trying to put it together. But, you know, nothing stays pretty anyway. But I have never flown a twin boom airplane before. So what was funny was when I plugged this thing up and I was checking my control surfaces, and I was like, where's the elevator? And I was like, oh, that is the elevator back there. And it has so much deflection. So I got to go in there and put the rates in. But it's a really nice looking jet and everything. I love how this thing looks. I take that back. I actually have flown a 12 boom, and that was the de Havilland Venom by Freewing.
Didn't you
And
fly
I
a
love that
boomerang
airplane, by the
big
way.
jet?
Huh?
Didn't you fly a big boomerang twin boom?
No. Never.
Oh,
No, he's supposed to buy one from Dan. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Dan's been waiting.
Yeah. I keep freaking buying HSD jets and whatnot, but those days are coming to an end. I've pretty much checked off all those boxes on their turbines. So Dan is up next. I mean, and that man's been very patient. So but yeah, gonna fly that one. By the way, that de Havilland was pretty cool. I hate that Freewing.
that was a fast bugger of an airplane.
And it sounded amazing. That was the best sounding EDF.
That was that twin
jet.
boom, right?
Yeah, that was a twin boom.
They canceled that.
One of the
freaking
coolest ones I'd ever seen, probably the fastest one, was Brent Hex.
Yeah.
And then it obliterated in St. George.
What, he put a DLE 222 in it?
Dude, let me tell
as far
you.
as I know, he put a real motor in that sucker. I mean,
The
that's
crazy-
fast.
Did you see his
thing-
son? Did you see his son flying that Zeroli Corsair?
Yeah.
Yeah, son's a great
Dude, I
pilot.
texted him. I said, "Hey, buddy, your son's flying better than you."
Oh, look, Carrie's in the building now. How about that? She just slid on in here.
Oh, she did. Carrie, you heard you heard that comment. I mean, his garage is full. Send them to me.
No more.
I'll
No
send
more
you
to
my
Bobby.
address. Don't worry about him anymore.
Winston Brown says, Bobby, we need to talk about that. Contact me. Absolutely, Winston. I'm telling you, I got to cook off some stuff. I'm telling you, man. But Carrie's in here. Everybody say hello to Carrie. She's in here, and she's been leading the ship for Banana Hobby, and she's the reason why we literally have a lot of the airplanes that we have. Obviously, all the airplanes that the X-Flies and stuff like that. So good to have you in here. I always like it when she pops in here because it's always a fun time, and she's very funny. But I will say that airplane is actually pretty cool, so I'm looking forward to it and everything. So we'll see how it goes, and yeah. So, but back to the Freewing twin boom de Havilland. Man, I hate they took away from that because it sounded amazing.
We had
So-
one. We had a guy at our field that had one. That thing howled when it was at full.
It sounds amazing, but the problem was
so
is
cool.
people were putting them in a dive, and the because of the twin boom, it was washing out the elevator, and
Yep.
it was you couldn't survive it, so it couldn't handle it.
You mean like the real P-38 did?
Hey, I was
Just
gonna
like
say
the
the same
real-
thing. They fixed that in and after some testing, but
Did they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I wonder about that, but I always wanted that P-38. But yeah, so we got Carrie in the room, and she's leading the ship and everything, so you can kind of see, how everything's going with that, and that just shows you that we have a lot of people who pay attention. A lot of people from other channels and other Horizon Hobby and stuff like that are in the back of the room, but they just don't ever want to come to the front. We've had a couple people in here. They come in and, they just choose not to say anything. So it's very nice to have them in here. And so it's nice. But, yep, Mount RC says, hey, Carrie, congrats on the new website. Hey, guys, this is the time right now where you say, hey, we want some larger stuff. We'd like this. We'd like that. That kind of thing. Don't do like Tim over here trying to get free airplanes out of her, man. Jeez,
I'd never expect her to. I'm just going to steal stuff from
you might as
Jeremy
well.
at Jets Over Kentucky. He's going to be.
I
like,
was thinking that too.
"Where'd my
Like
planes go? Where'd my
if we
planes go?"
just Tim, if me and you go in there together and get a couple airplanes, he can only chase one of us. He can't get us both, right?
Well, and you definitely know. I mean, I'm not going to go racist here, but he's going to go after the black guy. I mean,
Well,
come
let's
on.
hope he doesn't do that. First of all, Jesus, man, Jesus, dude, my God. What I'm going to do is, because I think that you would probably think that, I would trip you, and so you would fall down, and then I'm going to get away. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, whatever it takes. You are
Hey,
bigger
so
than
you
me.
guys know, I'm very chubby and I don't run very much. So
So we both have a 50-50 chance of getting away.
you're not chubby. What some people say, they say fluffy, that kind of thing. So
I'm not fluffy. I'm chubby.
Carrie says, can't wait to meet you at the JOK, Tim. Jets Over Kentucky.
Awesome, Carrie. I'll be there.
And so, yeah, Tim said I could spend a night in his trailer, so that's probably what's going to happen.
You got to stay with Dan.
I
You
got an
Dan's in there
Airbnb,
too with
my
me.
man.
Yeah, I want
Dan
to go.
some boomerangs in there, so you're going to be getting hounded. You know that, right?
Carrie said, waiting on that new J65 Jeremy's working on Winston Brown. Let's see here.
Carrie,
See,
Snow
Jeremy,
River
your boss
says,
has told
he
you
can
to
tell you
hurry
when
up.
the
He's
airplane will
waiting
be
for you to
here.
finish.
Jeremy's
Hurry
got a
up,
dad bod.
Jeremy. Carrie's waiting.
Plain Day said, don't worry, Jeremy. The camera adds 30 pounds to you. So there it is.
Then that
Craig
means I'm
Devin.
ginormous.
Wes Hobby said something interesting. He says, we need a helicopter turbine, like a turbine helicopter. He says there's only one option on the market. That's an interesting question. Like, Carrie, have you ever thought about selling a helicopter? The answer is probably no. But I'm just saying,
You used to sell helicopters a while ago.
like turbine helicopters. I also
Well, not
like that she's
turbine.
focused. Like, she's focused on the airplanes. Like, and she's not distracted by what a lot of people are doing too. Is like, you go some of these hobby places and they're selling everything. They're selling tanks. They're selling cars. That's a lot of stuff to be selling. And I guess it would be like a logistical nightmare if you don't, if that's not something that you're into. And then here's another thing you have to think about too. You're competing with Amazon. You're competing with everybody. And then you have to think about returns when stuff's not working, right? So that's a logistical headache. So I can see why she stays away.
Here's one of the other nightmares too, and you'll know who I'm talking about. But they sell Roban, and my buddy who works for them is constantly they got no support. Nobody knows anything about them. So you bring a product in. And if you don't have the expertise, like Jeremy's not a heli guy, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jeremy. But if you don't have a heli guy that is really knowledgeable about Roban or any of those other models out there, how can you service your customers?
Right.
So, Carrie's smart. Banana Hobby's smart. They're sticking to what they know. They got Jeremy working for them that knows in the ins and outs of these planes and is testing them. He doesn't probably have time to start playing with helis and learning those and figuring them out and having the customer support that you're going to need to answer, because those things are technical. You think a turbine's technical? Holy, those things are a mess.
Yep. Bill Wagner says, no, they don't have good support at all. So
no. Well, and the problem is, Bill, the people that work there aren't getting the training. So how in the world, why are you selling a product? And now they're getting into the turbine world and they don't even sell turbines.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Interesting.
Yeah. You saw that, the Zeus that got leaked from overseas. The Zeus with the turbine Zeus.
Yeah, I saw that guy's leaking stuff.
I got some Zeus information.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I found out that our Zeus has the softest landing gear I've ever seen.
Really?
My son had a semi-hard landing, but it wasn't ridiculous enough to do any damage. And he somehow bent the lower gear enough to where the tire touches the top of the fork. I'm like, what the heck is this? So looks like we're going to be getting some gear or bending it or trying to heat treat it or something. I don't know what to do. But
by the way,
I don't know.
Alan G says, did you guys see the Jet Ruler Griping thrust vectoring video? The answer is yeah, I actually did. It popped up on my feed And I'll share that with you guys because also Jeremy has flown the Gripen, and they actually Banana Hobby carries that one as well. Get it? Carries that one.
So we are also going to be carrying the thrust vectoring sport version.
Here's the video of that one right here. Unfortunately,
yes,
I got to cut the music.
That we were going to share to you guys, so I'm glad you're sharing it.
Like you just said, let's check it out. Now, this is one I could see Josh Bunn flying. Josh Bunn has the expertise to fly that bad boy too. And so that's crazy. This is only in 480. What's going on with that? Oh, yeah. Cool. They cut the music out so you can actually hear it. This is brought to you by jetroller.com, guys. Very nice rolls right here. Tim, you need something like this. Tim, could you fly something like that, you think?
I have flown a jet with thrust vectoring on it.
Man.
I didn't take it off. I didn't land it. I was just able to get on the stick for about a minute and a half on it. And in all honesty, it scared the crap out of me.
I appreciate your honesty, dude. I appreciate that honesty, man. This is what we're looking for here, man.
I mean, honestly, if I had some stick time behind it and started off, doing just like flips or something.
Yeah.
But having the controller for about a minute and a half, and I was like.
And whoever gave that to you is reckless, man. They should have never done that.
Yeah, they didn't know any better.
They just saw you with that big camper, and they're like, he's got it. It's fine. It's no big deal.
Crash it. Hey,
that's what they were wanting, dude. This thing is a payday. Now, here's something that's interesting that I see.
He's got the landing gear out.
They got the gear down.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just in case something goes wrong?
No.
That's
called a
that
dirty
is to allow extra air to get to the turbine for the hover.
Ah, okay. I just learned something.
The door's open, and it gives you a whole open bay to the turbine. So
more air, more thrust.
Correct.
Didn't know that. Tell you, man, I'm always learning something, dude. I swear. Every Thursday, I'm always learning something new. That's pretty cool seeing them fly this thing like that. Now, that's not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? Like it. I'm not a 3D guy.
I've been learning a little bit more with the thrust vectoring with our 1/5 F-16, and man, it's a hoot. But you don't just jump in and start doing this. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, and if you have issues with orientation, don't try it.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these guys that are doing this type of thing, they all have some type of stability system that locks the airplane vertical. Yeah. So it's
heading
cool.
Yep.
You got to remember there is some assistance that is helping that.
Right.
So it's cool though. But
see, Jeremy, that part right there is what people don't know. A lot of people don't know unless you know. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're in the know and you know how this stuff works, then yeah. A lot of times I had no idea. A lot of the 3D pilots that I know, they have a gyro in there and the gyro is holding it. And
they
basically just
switch where management heading hold and helps hold it in place.
Yep. Very cool to see that, man. So yeah, that was an extreme alpha right there. And Louis also learned something as well. Mountain RC wants to know, does Carrie fly RC? The answer is she does not. And I've always told her, I was like, you need to be flying RC. Like she would love it, but she's good at what she does. And she said, nah, I'd rather let you guys fly it. So
I'm gonna bring a easy airplane for her for Kentucky.
I was gonna say, I was just gonna say that, Jeremy. We need to get her on the sticks at JOK
for sure. I'll get a video of that one. That would be great.
All right, guys, here you go. So the airplane is ready to go. We got everything going. You remember how I told you guys I was really excited to just show you the landing gear. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna have to flick it and funny, but anyway, look at how good that gear looks. Nice.
It does look good.
It's stout like it should be.
It looks really good.
Nice looking gear. There you go. Super sweet. It's not tall and stocky.
Yeah, it does look good.
My ceiling is short, so I'm hitting it. But anyway, it looks really good. I will bring the laptop over so you guys can see it from the top. This, again, looks amazing with the actual paint over the surfaces now. Look at that thing. Let me get out of the way.
Man.
Voila.
That does look really good. I like the rivets in the windows.
I do too.
That looks like you are ready to go fly a multi-million-dollar airplane. They did a great job.
Man.
You got lights everywhere.
Show us the lights at the front again, underneath.
See, look at the scale, and it's all scaled out too.
Oh yeah, that's nice,
dude. That is completely scale. See, this is one of those airplanes. It came out a while ago. It's a sleeper though. A lot of people saw it and they jumped on it, but they don't really realize how well of a flyer this one is. Rotates off of grass really well. Jeff actually had this one and he flew it. Actually, we did a review on this one as well, but it wasn't like an in-depth review, Yeah,
so, and the other companies, doesn't the wing not come off the other companies?
I think it does, but it's the whole entire wing.
Right. You got to take it's a one-piece wing, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Correct. So
and look, they have the
V1. It didn't take that long to get it set up. The thing is ready to go, and yeah, super simple. Flaps, thrust reversing. I don't have the thrust reversing on because I don't have a 7-channel receiver in there. But anyway, I'll get one in there. But yeah, nice and easy going.
Well, look, man, that's some good stuff, dude. I think it's going to be pretty cool. And I think that one's going to do really well, man. I actually like that airplane quite a bit. So
there you go. Available soon. Let me look at my phone before I say when the estimated date is real quick.
Yeah, I was trying to see if she was in here.
And we will give you guys the update. So the estimated time is going to be the end of August, beginning of September. So
end of August, beginning of September.
Perfect. Just when it cools down.
And I'll have enough money to buy it. So there we go.
So if you want this airplane not in the V2 version, there's still some on Banana Hobby. Knock them out of the park and get them.
Yeah, man.
Good deal. For the V2, like I said, fully painted wings and thrust reversing. So if you don't need any of that, we still have these awesome airplanes out there.
Yeah, the paint would be the deal breaker for me. I'd be a version 2 guy all day long.
Man, I'd be a version 1 guy. I mean, but yeah, if I could get the version 2, absolutely.
Somebody else is unboxing something. Oh, what do we got here, Bobby?
Look at this little guy right here.
That looks like a UMX something or another.
This is the UMX, twin 40 millimeter B2
30.
bomber, guys.
Isn't it a 30 millimeter?
Yeah, it is 30. I said 40. Yeah, it is 30. Yeah. Hey, look, the cool thing about this one is we know it works.
It does.
In real life. Let's see here.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the fin.
Yeah. And
Why is a rudder in it?
And Jeremy, I'm glad we covered the fin because after the show, I had a lot of people ask me about that whole fin and how it worked, and they didn't know until we were talking about it, so they appreciated that.
Well, and like I said last week, that Jay Con, I might be pronouncing. I don't know if you've seen his YouTube channel.
Yeah, I've seen.
He made a guy make an actual, I don't know what the word
is.
Drag rudder, a permanent drag rudder, and he attached them on each end, and the thing flew perfect after he did that.
Look at that. That's a cute little bird right there.
But it was always deployed, Jeremy. It wasn't.
And that's fine. So when we did the testing for the original free wing, B2,
nice.
We had started with less, and then we drug them out to a certain portion to where we could find a good stable point, and then we drug it back and found where the bare minimum needed to be closed, so you could have success for every pilot out there that could have success. And so that's what we put it at the time frame on there. And then, yeah, I mean, they fly great with them out. The real one flies with them out until they go stealth, like absolute mission priority. Then they're completely closed. So,
but they're going straight as an arrow at that point too, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure they're using engine thrust at that point to do that stuff. So,
very, very cool, man. I'll say this. That's a very neat looking little airplane for what it is. I mean,
Get your dad bod out of the way.
yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, guys.
These guys are mean. Let's see, Bobby, not UMX brand, but a Fun Flyer Micro for sure. Yeah, it's a really nice looking. I'm really, I like it. It's a neat looking airplane. Well, the biggest thing I like about it the most is not even this part. It's this part. Like the simple stuff, man. Just being able to toss it like that and throw it, dude. They thought about that. That's nice. So and everything's protected on the bottom, so if you belly land, it's not going to be a problem. And to be honest with you, man, I would fly this without the wheels on it. Like it's just, I'm not going to put the wheels on this thing and fly it. Like
Well,
I
you
don't.
wouldn't be able to anyways.
Yeah,
not
well,
a
I always
UMX,
try to put them on the ground and
micro
take it
flyer.
off just to see if it'll take off on grass, but I know it won't. But
Mm.
yeah, definitely a neat looking little airplane right there. So stay tuned, guys. We'll do a little video on this one and see how this thing goes. Look inside. Look at all that's going on inside of there. Look at that. That's
So
pretty interesting.
we put a really big battery into ours, and we were always having the top come off on there. So watch how big a battery you put in there.
What size battery were you putting in there, if you don't mind, if you remember? It was like a 2500 or something? Like,
Oh, way to put me on the spot.
I'm sorry. Somebody's got to
Let
do
me
it.
see.
Yeah,
We have them somewhere.
somebody's got to do it. Man. And again, yeah, this is the.
I want to say it was like an 850 or something like that, or
Okay. Yeah. And yeah, that's a twin 30 millimeter, guys, not 40 millimeters like I misspoke earlier. So, but yeah, that's a nice one. So, yep, everybody's saying 850. So, Winston Brown said 850 is required, and Louis Motorsports did too. So, Victor says, I still got my B1B, but looking old now, man. Isn't that something?
oh heck yeah, man! That means you worn it out. Go buy another.
That's right. In Snow River on the last show, man, we talked in depth about that little fin. I mean, we spent like minutes on it, so pretty cool.
Oh, I sent you some photos of the flag one if you still have them.
Let's see. Is it on the Facebook group or no?
I think it was probably text. I don't know. I haven't looked. But yeah, I
Yeah.
sent you some flag ones. Remember we were talking about how I
Oh, that's right, you
customized
did,
it,
you
or
did.
somebody brought it up.
You did, yeah.
Let's see.
But let's see
I
here.
sent them to you.
750 is legit too. 3 minutes and 45 seconds of flight, and 850 will give you 5 minutes. Man, that's a lot. See, so Victor RC Jet says, I'm thinking I should say yes, but maybe wait for the J20. Guys, I'm telling you, right now, if I were you, and I'm not kidding, if I were you, I would go and probably look at the C17. Best bang for your buck. $319 for that thing. That's just my 2 cents. Let's see. My X-Fly B1 is about 200 flights. Still looks new, somewhat. So yeah.
That means you're flying it great.
Yep. And Jeremy's got a bunch of them with probably hundreds of flights on there. So let's
I've
see.
got thousands of flights on B1s. I ran that thing through the ringer, and I have a lot of pride in that airplane, and so it's a good airplane.
Gotcha, man. J20 first. So, guys, look, man, that concludes our show, man. We've had a good time. Hope you guys give us a thumbs up. We got 50 people in the room. And yeah, man, this has been really good. We covered a lot of things. We covered the B2. We covered the C17 that's now in stock, ready for buying. We talked about the Flycat V2 very lightly, and then we talked about the the JAS 39 by Jet Ruler. Man, we talked about that beautiful bird back there behind you.
The BAE Hawk.
The BAE Hawk. We talked about the BAE Hawk video. So yeah, man, we have covered some really good topics on this show. I feel like it was a good vibe, man. And so I really appreciate you guys coming into the channel, watching the show, and hanging out with us and shooting the bull with me, Tim, and Jeremy, and Will. Even though Will's not here, he's here in spirit, I'm sure. Or he's probably yelling at his phone because he heard us making fun of him. But that wasn't me. That was Tim. I'm going to say that was Tim, and I might throw some of that on Jeremy as well, But no, I'm kidding. No, really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. another thing too is hit that bell and make sure you get the notifications when we go live, because sometimes I don't actually get the time to go out and post it everywhere for you guys to see it. So you'll never miss a live show if you get the notification. So anyway, with that said, man, dude, we rocked and rolled. We also had Carrie in the house too as well. She came in here, popped in here, did her little thing, smiled and blinked at everybody, answered the questions, and then she threw a smoke grenade and slid out the back door, man. That's just kind of what she did. So I like that. But without further ado, Tim, you got anything?
No, man. Hope everybody has some good weather, not too hot. Get some flying in this weekend, and 4th of July is next weekend. Are we having a show next Thursday night? Since it's 4th of July is on Friday.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It's going to be Thursday. Yeah, I'll be here. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
All right.
Yeah,
and
man.
then Jeremy, we're going to be at Jets Over Kentucky the following week, so I guess maybe we'll have to do a live broadcast.
Yep.
Jay,
Look,
Yeah, absolutely. If we got signal, we're gonna knock it out. That'll be pretty fun.
I've already laid down the groundwork and told the wife I have to go there for 2 days, and so she's like, okay. Okay, why are you telling me? I'm like, okay, all right. So
Because if you didn't ask,
that's right. We know that struggle. So so we know who really runs
you only
everything.
get in trouble when you don't ask.
You're right about that. That's right. Now, Jeremy Stoll, you got anything, buddy?
No, guys, we appreciate your guys' support, being patient with us with the new website. Again, like we said, if you see any issues, please let us know. We'll do what we can to resolve them. Be patient if you see anything. We've got lots of stuff that is going to be coming. You're going to be really happy here soon. Thank you. We just appreciate it.
Man, really appreciate that.
And hopefully you enjoy us on here. We're trying to give you guys the straightforward.
Yeah.
And you guys can hopefully see that we're giving you the straightforward. So.
And I'll say this too. A lot of people we have a lot of people who will not come onto the channel because they're either, scared of the conversation or being put on the spot or, have to answer questions about, products or something like that. So we always say, man, don't be scared. It's obviously we're just having fun. And, the people that you see right here are every day. Like, well, this is how we are every single day. I can assure you, Tim is as crazy as he sounds on here. And Jeremy is consistent with his, his personality and, his astuteness. So, but other than that, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Keith Dunn, I certainly appreciate you, man. Appreciate you guys, all the support and everything. So stay tuned. Maybe we'll have some other YouTubers pop on here. We'll have some more guests onto the channel. We'll start mixing that back into the mix. But without further ado, one last thing. RaleighHobbyShop.com. Check them out. I got them scrolling at the bottom. Man, I tell you, it would be cool if people would just call up Raleigh Hobby Shop and be like, hey, man, I saw you on the show. I saw it rolling down there. And, so spread the love and keep the hobby alive and support your local hobby shop and all your hobby retailers that are out there so we can keep the hobby going. Other than that, we're done here, boys. Let's head on out of here.
Good night.
That's pretty much it.